When and where were you born?
I was born in Berlin, Ontario, Canada on December 17th, 1874, to my parents John King and Isabel Grace Mackenzie.
What's your family's background?
In 1837, my maternal grandfather, William Lyon Mackenzie, was the first mayor of Toronto and the leader of the Upper Canada Rebellion. My father was a lawyer, but he never enjoyed his financial status and later became a professor at Osgoode Hall Law School. My family's financial situation was improved when we moved to Toronto in 1890.
What are you best known for?
I am best known for my leadership skills in Canada throughout the Second World War. I had been able to mobilize Canadian money, supplies, and volunteers to support Britain and boost the Canadian economy.
What is your educational background?
I had an academic career at Toronto, Chicago, and Harvard universities. I earned an MA in political economy from Harvard in 1898. I granted a PhD for a dissertation on Oriental immigration to Canada in 1909.
Did you earn any university degrees?
I earned 5 university degrees, which 3 were obtained from the University of Toronto, and I earned my LLB in 1896 from Osgoode Hall Law School.
Which schools did you attend?
I attended Central School and Berlin High School.
Where did you meet your close friends?
I met a lot of prominent friends during the time I had studied at the University of Toronto.
Which issues were you mostly concerned about?
I was concerned with issues of social welfare. I was influenced by the settlement house movement pioneered by Toynbee Hall in London, England.
Do you have any siblings?
I have 3 siblings, which include 2 sisters and 1 brother. Their names are Janet Lindsay King, Isabel Christina Grace King, and Dougal McDougall King.
What time period were you the dominant Canadian political leader?
I was the dominant Canadian political leader from the 1920s throughout the 1940s.
How long were you in office for?
I was a Liberal with 21 years and 154 days in office. I was the longest serving Prime Minister in Canadian history.
What did you do in World War II?
I guided the country through 6 years of conflict, oversaw a massive war effort, and made a few errors and a period of tremendous turmoil, change, and anguish.
How did you avoid conscription?
I had tried to keep the Canadian Army out of action to avoid casualties that might have required a difficult decision on overseas conscription. When the Allies won the war during the spring of 1943, I was seized with fear that the war might end with Canada winning no battles on land.
Why did Canada confederate?
I decided to encourage the colonies to join together because the United States would be less likely to attack Canada if it were a self-governing country rather than separate colonies of Britain. The fear of the United States helped to strengthen the call for confederation.
Why did Canada declare war on Germany?
It was going to be a Canadian decision to support Great Britain. I had worked with political leaders to understand public opinion and solidify support. Many Canadian citizens had already volunteered prior to war being declared, and assurances were given to the Quebec population that there would be no conscription.
Why did you lose the 1930 elections?
I lost the 1930s election because Bennett's Conservatives won much of the former Progressive and Farmers' vote in the West. They were elected with 44% of the popular vote in Quebec as a protest vote. However, in 1935, Bennett and the Conservatives lost the election to the Liberals.
How did you handle the Great Depression?
My government was empowered during the beginning of the Great Depression. They couldn't respond quickly to the upcoming crisis, and I felt that the crisis was a temporary moment or a part of a business cycle, and that the economy would soon recover without the government's help. I was criticized for being a passive leader in a time where Canadians needed me the most.
Tell us about your early career.
In 1900, I declined an academic post at Harvard to take a civil service post as Deputy Minister of Labor in the Government Department at Ottawa. In this position, I edited the Labor Gazette. This had influenced me to pay more attention to the Liberal Prime Minister, Sir Wilfrid Laurier.
When did you join the Laurier government?
In 1908, I joined the Laurier government, and in 1909, I was the first full-time Minister of Labour in Canada.
When did you lose your seat in the parliament?
I lost the seat when the government was defeated in 1911, and for the next 3 years, I had occupied myself with party publicity and organization in order to gain an opportunity to return to the parliament. I went on the lecture cricket on behalf of the Liberal Party.
What did you do as a Liberal?
In the election of 1921, I became Prime Minister on December 29th, and my party was short of a majority in the parliament. In the election of 1925, I emerged fewer seats in the parliament than Conservatives.
What leadership skills did you contribute during World War II?
I helped lead the opposition through the worst years of the Great Depression and won the election of 1935. My strong leadership skills led the country through 6 years of war and 3 years of post-war reconstruction. I helped the government to organize a tremendous military, industrial, and financial contributions to the war.
What influenced you to make choices when you were president?
The supernatural had helped me make decisions for Canada and to connect with my family members that had passed away, such as my mother as well as my grandfather. I used the supernatural forces to understand the character of Hitler throughout the 1930s as well.
How long were you Prime Minister for?
I have been Prime Minister for 22 years between the years of 1867 to 1873 and 1878 to 1891, and have been the longest serving Prime Minister in Canadian history.
What do you think about immigration?
In 1923, I passed the Chinese Immigration Act, which banned most forms of Chinese immigration to Canada. The Chinese were completely prohibited from immigrating. Indeed, most countries had controlled and restricted immigration from different places.
What were your interests?
I was interested in the human condition because I'd been trained in law and social work. I helped lay the foundations of the Canadian welfare state.
What did you contribute during the First World War?
I reconciled factions and unified the Liberal Party to lead to victory during the 1921 election. I personally handled relations with the prairie provinces. I supported the Canadian economy during the Great Depression in Canada. During 1930 to 1931 as well.
What did you avoid during World War II?
During World War II, I avoided the battles over conscription, patriotism, and ethnicity because it had divided Canada so deeply in the First World War.
Describe important skills that you had contributed.
I understood the working of capital and labor and had a profound understanding of the complexities of the Canadian society.
What did you want the Liberal Party to do?
I wanted the Liberal Party to represent liberal corporatism to create social harmony. I was determined to bring harmony and compromise to feuding elements by using political actions.
How long did you lead your party for?
I led my party in the Parliament for 29 years and established Canada's international reputation as a very committed reputation.
When were you first elected to the Parliament?
In 1908, I was the first elected to the Parliament as a Liberal, and in 1909, I was appointed as the first ever Minister of Labor.
What did you do as a Minister of Labor?
My terms as a Minister of Labor was accomplished by two significant achievements.
What did you do to help shape the civil and parliamentary service?
I led the passage of the Industrial Disputes Investigation Act and the Combined Investigation Act that have helped me shape during the civil and parliamentary service. Indeed, the legislation significantly improved the financial situations for millions of Canadian workers.
Did you face any criticism?
I faced criticism for not serving in Canada's military and instead working for the Rockefellers. However, I was not in good physical condition to attend war.
Did you idolize the prairies?
After I had become the Liberal leader in 1919, I paid a closer attention to the prairies, which had been a fast-developing region. I believed the pioneers as morally sound, hard-working individuals who lived close to nature and to God.
What were your ideas about city planning?
I had been concerned with city planning. I had been trained in the settlement house movement and envisioned town planning as well as garden cities as a component for the border program of social reform.
Who succeeded you as Prime Minister when you retired?
My successor, Louis Saint Laurent, took over a strong government, which was a united and effective political party after I had retired.